Welcome, everyone. I want to say for everyone from the U.S., hello. Anyone of my Spanish people here, bienvenidos. Italian, everyone, so thank you. I'm going to get this started. So I'm here to talk about how Flutter can change the future of urban communities. And I'm going to do a presentation, basically a project-based presentation about how this can happen. So who am I? I'm Edward Thornton. I'm a software developer. I've created apps for companies, individuals, things like that. I'm also a best-selling author. I grew up in California in the middle of the desert, and I moved to St. Louis when I was maybe in middle school. So it was kind of a culture shock growing up, like going from the desert to an urban environment. But living here in St. Louis has got me involved in several social causes. The Ferguson riots, for instance, was a major catalyst that made me want to develop some of the apps that I've worked on, and I'm going to show you guys one of them right now. Let me bring this up. Bear with me on anything that may like blackouts, anything like that. So, kind of new at this. All right, so let me pull up this quick time. And while I'm doing this, I want to talk about how easy Flutter is. It's one of the main reasons why people use Flutter, because of the ease of use. So I'm going to highlight that momentarily. Okay, here's Loop, and I want to show you some of the things that Loop has helped out, like during the different protests, not just here in St. Louis, but also around the world. What I did using Flutter was I created an app in which it allows users to, and strangely it's called Loop. You know, like I know this strange Loop, so I had this before actually, this conference, but it's strangely called Loop. But I'll give you an example of what you can do with Loop. I'll make a post about here. Festival. Now, what is really made for is it's made to inform people about how to, be safe in their areas, and also how to combat crime and just for safety issues. So if I was to put the same incident in this area at 3 times, it would actually highlight on the map. Strange Loop. I'm gonna give you guys a demonstration here. And I actually put a lot of different categories here, if you can see, just like different, even stuff that probably don't make no sense, but when I was doing it all made sense. And this is just like to keep people safe in their communities. And I've used this in several different communities, which I'll show you in a second. So I just made a post 3 times. Now I can go to the map, and right now it's nothing showing up, but in 1 second here, it should populate. But while I'm doing that, I want to show you how people all over the world were able to benefit from this technology. Like recently in Nigeria, and if anybody's in from Nigeria, I just want to say Akabo Kabosa. They had a whole SARS and police brutality thing. A lot of people took to my app to, protest and just talk about how they can, coordinate everything. So I was actually happy to be a part of that. So let me see. Okay. So now as you see, if you look at the map from the 3 incidents that I showed, pretty much highlights it, and it shows the loop of the area to highlight, okay, something is going on in this area. Some areas, they don't have like access to like fast police service. So just having something like this, like I put up a category of car fire, that would really help a community. I'm sorry about that. That would really help a community when it comes down to policing and self-policing. So let's get back to this. I might come back to loop later. Okay, so what is Flutter? Flutter is an open source cross-platform toolkit that helps developers build native interfaces. Now, since Flutter 2.2, you can now develop with Android, iOS, Linux, Windows, and web. And it basically helps you by using one code base to compile to all native applications. And that's what Flutter is. And Flutter was created in 2017 and launched by Google. A lot of people found out I was doing the Flutter thing, and a lot of people have been asking me, do I work for Google? And the answer is no. So Flutter consists of two important parts. A SDK, which is a collection of tools that help you develop your applications. This includes tools that help you compile the code into the native languages, and also a framework, a user interface library built based on widgets. And those widgets you can put together to create almost any type of application on different type of screens. Here are the benefits and loopholes of Flutter, the SDK. One, it has express development. So the express development is more like you can develop really fast with really fast with Flutter. And that's what I think, one of the main reasons why I think it'd be very useful for urban communities. During the fast-paced hustle and bustle of how people move, I think that a framework that allows you to get the deployment time cut down is like very useful. It's flexible and it has an expressive user interface. The presence of a modern reactive framework. You have access to native app features, which is something that wasn't really quite captured in the past by a lot of different cross-platform frameworks. Loop, it gets really close to those native features, which makes the apps run more smoothly on different type of devices. And it has a unified app development, which you can use one code base to change up every different device you need. These are widgets. So I'm gonna give you an example of I created something here. I created a lot of things for this, so bear with me on this. This is Flutter Lab. When I was trying to run this at home, it was taking a long time, so I decided to go on the web, and I created just a small app. I actually did it this morning, so that can show you how fast that Flutter works. If this wants to cooperate. While this is working here, I'm going to talk more about these widgets. So with the Flutter widgets, it's more like the same way widgets have always been, but with Flutter, you can use those and compile them together on top of each other, stack them in containers, and make just different type of apps, different type of anything that a screen, anywhere that you can have screen, you can use a Flutter, and it helps with that very much. What's going on here? Okay. What's going on here? I want to show you guys how to use the hot reload, which is a key feature of Flutter that a lot of people rave about. So what I did with this, I just created just an app just based off the speakers. In fact, these were the guys that just left here. If anybody caught the presentation before this, they did a great presentation about client-side deep learning. I did some of the speakers before me here, and I think he speaks a little later, and of course,